All right, the reason why I'm making this video is because I think it's very important to highlight to people that there's been an attack on masculinity for a long time. And I want to say it started sometime after 2012. Maybe it was before that. I don't remember before that in terms of if anything crazy was happening in that manner. But I do know that after 2012 for sure, there seemed to be some kind of shift in people's minds where being a man was toxic, like just being a man. And they called it toxic masculinity, right? But the truth of the reality that we live in is that there are evil ones that control the world, and they're not necessarily fond of masculine men. Hence why they push all this stuff like LGBTQ and transsexual stuff and all of that, right? They're trying to break down our, especially in the United States, our society and make them more feminine and weak and stuff like that, right? So you have somebody like Andrew Tate who's clearly opposed to that, and he's representing something that is more leaning towards giving men more power and being more masculine. And what do? They attack this man, they ridicule him, they remove him from every platform, social media platform, and it is what it is. They don't want people like this man saying the things that he's saying. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I vouch for everything he has ever said or that I know everything that he has ever said, because I don't. I recently discovered this man maybe a week or two ago. Actually, more like a month or two ago. It's been a while. Time's flying, but I've seen him for a little bit, and I haven't watched everything that he's put out. I just watched a couple of clips here and there, and I've heard him talking. Most of the things he says are true. And he says things that people just don't want to accept are the reality. But it is what it is. We live in a world where things are a certain way. And it seems like if you speak the truth, they want to silence you. They want to stop you. They're like, oh, you can't say that. That's too true. Like, we got to shut you down. And that's what they're doing with him. Apparently, he has this thing called Hustlers University. I don't really know much about it. The only thing I heard from a friend was that he talks to men very harshly, where he's trying to teach them how to be a man or whatever, right? And he's somebody that he's I guess, role model for a lot of young men, especially in this world nowadays, with the way, men are being attacked consistently. He's a role model and someone that men look up to as I don't want to say father figure, but somebody that they can emulate, right? And he gives a lot of hope to young men. And okay, so he talks to men harshly, whatever. It is what it is. I came from a background where I had a lot of harsh father figures, or men in my life that told me how to be a man in a harsh way. And I was also in the military, so if you've been in the military, then you know that it's no joke. I don't want to say they try to be your parent, but they do treat you harshly. So for me, having somebody talk to you in a manner in which you listen, because you're like, what is this person saying to me? It's, they seem pretty intense with what they're saying. I don't really think that's necessarily a bad thing if the person means well for you, right? And even on this channel, I say things in a harsh way, but not because I'm trying to hurt people. It's because I'm trying to wake people up and I'm trying to teach them something, right? And you can't always just butter people up. So again, I don't know everything he's done or said in terms of the Hustlers University thing. It is what it is. I'm not going to talk about that too much. I'm just going to say that it obviously works, and he's obviously helping people because he has, from what he says, people emailing him and telling him how he has helped them out in their life, giving them confidence. They've improved. They've done better because of the things that he's told them. So why would, our society want to attack somebody who's helping people, well, especially men, be better men? Why? In a world like the way we have now, the way things are now, you would think that that would be something that people would celebrate or praise. But instead, it's being attacked. And I don't want to say by most people, but definitely by social media companies, you know, just the media in general. And that's because they're controlled by these evil entities that don't like masculinity. And you know why they don't like masculinity? It's because it goes against them, and it's the only thing that can really put an end to their reign. It's the only resistance they're going to have, right? And no offense to, I'm not saying anything about women. Women have their part to play in this world, just like men do. Men have their part, women have their part. Everybody has their part. Everybody does their part. But as far as standing up to the evils of the world and fighting back, women do it in their way, men do it in their way, right? Men and women are different. That's just the way it is. But I feel like, I'm more traditionalist, and I feel like men are the ones that need to stand up and fight back against the tyrannies that are taking place all over the world. So, again, I don't see the problem with what he's saying or doing. And if people don't like it, they don't have to watch him. They don't have to listen to what he says. They don't have to support him. They can just turn him off or go their own way. But that's not what's happening. They're trying to actively destroy him and shut him down everywhere they can and demonize him and try to make him look like he's some kind of bad guy. I also see other people who are borderline and they pretend like, oh, well, he says some good things, but overall he's not a good person. And I'm like, well, the best thing that I see is men that don't like him because either they feel insignificant or small compared to him in terms of being a man, or they're being paid off to just talk trash about him. And I'm like, why are you attacking this man? If you're a man, you should be supporting this man. You shouldn't be attacking him. He's representing men in a good way. And again, I'm not saying everything he says is righteous or good. I haven't heard everything he says, but the things that I have heard so far have been mostly good and positive for men. So the hate that he gets and all of that, I feel like it's targeted because he's a threat. He's a threat to the system. He's a threat to the society that they're trying to create. They're trying to create this LGBTQ feminine society that is weak and that can't fight back. That's what they want. They want little loyal, subjective slaves that will do whatever they're told without any pushback. And the best way to have a society that is built that way or runs that way is by destroying masculinity. Period. Bottom line, I don't care if people agree with me or not, whether you like what I said or not. I don't really care. It's the truth. It is what it is. And I'm going to tell you how it is. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. But anyways, I think I've said enough. I think you guys get the point. I don't want to say I endorse this man or, I support what he's doing. But he's his own man. He's going to do what he does. And the only thing I'm trying to say is I don't think he deserves all the hate that he's getting. That's my main point with this video. If you like, comment, subscribe, share where you can, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.